Hey everyone, welcome back to the fantasy edition of The Dot presented by Matt Bowers Auto Group. Mike Triplett here with Nick Underhill from NewOrleans.Football. And of course we have to start again with Alvin Kamara, who is the most relevant fantasy player on the Saints every week, but especially when he's on the injury report. I think we're a lot more optimistic that he'll play this week. Obviously you want to make sure he makes that trip to Carolina. If he does, that he's active. I think he could be a little limited in his snaps because he's been limited in practice, and he might share the load with Mark Ingram among others. But I mean, so maybe if you're like in a daily league and you have to pay full price, you ignore him there. But if he's on your team, you start him. You have no real choice there, and you're gonna be glad to see him back. The bigger, tougher question, I think, right now with the Saints, Michael Thomas has become a definite start. I think the other receivers are a big question mark. In particular, Chris Olave. They went after him time and time again. You saw how close they came to hitting that home run with him. Is he in the range of where you trust him in a starting fantasy lineup?
Yeah, fantasy, I think it's a little bit more difficult. I kind of want to see it at this point before I put him into my lineups, and I do have him in a couple different leagues. I think football-wise, though, Saints-wise, you probably feel okay about where they're at coming out of that last game because he is getting open deep. He is running good routes. Jameis Winston is seeing him, reading him, finding him down the field. It's just a matter of getting accurate passes that he can take advantage of. I thought a lot of the stuff that happened in the last game was more quarterback than receiver, and if you watch how some of those plays played out, he's on the outside of the hash, the ball's coming to the backside of the hash, and that causes him to fall down. So I don't think that was Olave stuff. Fantasy-wise, though, I'm probably waiting to see how that connection comes along unless I'm in a situation where I really don't have a good plan B.
Tight end's an even bigger mess with this team, but I think with Taysom Hill's injury status this week, maybe if you find yourself in desperation looking for a deep flyer, this would be even more of a reason to look at Juwan Johnson if he ends up not having to split snaps with Taysom Hill.